Joe Robustelli joining us from our Riders here on the Sports Cage. Joe, thanks for making some time on a Tuesday back on the field today. Oh, you're doing the walk and talk. That's what Dave Thomas does. He's a veteran with that move. How's it going though? A little touchdown last week. Things are feeling good.
I'm doing well, man. Yeah, excited to talk to you guys, and yeah, it felt good to get back in the end zone. Hopefully, gonna get to do the same thing this week.
I got to throw myself under the bus, and the boys here are talking about it because I was like, the gritty. I'm like, come on, Joe, we got to come up with something original. Was that just at the kind of spur of the moment, or are you always going to gritty it up?
Yeah, I promised one of my really good buddies' little brothers that I'd do it for him, and I happened to score this week when I told him I would. So, I'm a man of my word, and I had to hit it.
I love it. Good on you. Okay, I apologize. I take that back, by the way, too. Hey, did you have what personal goals did you have for yourself going into this season?
This season, just to show that I belonged on the field. I think last year was more kind of develop as a player, learn the game. And, I came to this training camp feeling like, I felt like I was comfortable on the field and that when I was given the opportunity, I was going to be able to get out there and make some plays. And I feel like I'm doing that.
The receiving core, man, like teams are guessing who the heck's Trevor going to throw to in any given day because there's not one guy, right? Like, let's be honest, Donnie Myers, touchdown Donnie's doing his thing out there, but you guys are all, it's kind of a game of hide and seek for the opponent a bit.
Yeah, definitely. The crazy thing was last year on practice squad, it was me, Dale, Dante, Keyshawn spent a little time on practice squad. So last year, the wide receiver, we had A2 last year. Like last year, our roster was so deep, and this year we pretty much had everybody the same. So we knew, like, if things were to hit the fan, like, or at least I'm sure the GMs knew, like, they were fine because they've seen what we were able to do last year on the practice squad. So they were like, listen, if anything happens, we know we got guys who are going to come up and step and make plays, and that's why they brought us in, and that's what we're going to keep continuing to do.
Is having that veteran like Trevor, is it like having another coach and a coach on the field?
Yeah, definitely. You ask him as many questions as you want, and he's gonna tell you what it is, and it's always gonna be the correct thing. And Coach Mueller will always say the same thing. They're two peas in a pod. They're both so dialed in, and what they got going on with this offense is incredible.
What do you see from the Calgary defense this week?
We're thinking they'll probably just throw this. They play what they play, and we just got to play what we play. We think we came out a little slow last time we played them, which is unfortunate, but we're excited to go in there and try and get the job done.
I want to go back to your journey a bit because I love doing this part, right? So it says you're born in Connecticut, which is very close to New York, where you're brought up in Connecticut. But then you do high school in Florida. How does that whole journey go for you?
So we moved from. I was born in Stamford, Connecticut. My mom and dad's both families were there. That's where they met, and we moved to Sarasota, Florida, when I was 7 years old. So I was still extremely young. I think I was in second grade. Was the first grade that I attended. So I basically grew up in Florida. So that's home for me.
And so you play ball, you play high school ball, but then after high school, things don't really work out, and you're a big flag football player, I heard too, though.
So yeah. So what happened is, I grew up playing football, played football like flag football, everything when I was a little kid. Played a little bit of tackle football in Connecticut. Moved here, played moved to Sarasota, played some Pop Warner football. And my freshman year of high school, I did play tackle football, but that was the last year that I played. I was 14 years old at the time, and I remember talking to my dad about it. And I was 4'11". I was really small. I wasn't really playing. I was used to be one of the better players on my teams, but my growth was stunted for whatever reason, and I was extremely small. I wasn't playing, so I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to hang up the cleats. And he was like, listen, I promise you, this is going to be one of the biggest regrets of your life. And like being a dad, I'm sure that probably killed him. But he was right. He was definitely right because I took the 12 years off, and if I would have been playing throughout high school, who knows where I'd be right now. Obviously, extremely blessed to be where I am right now. Super happy with where I am. But, took those 12 years off, which is wild.
I love it. But you play flag competitively in those years?
So when I moved home from college, I didn't do too well my first time in college. I moved home, and
that's all right. We've all been there.
Yeah. It's not where you start; it's where you finish, man. Yeah. You get that first little taste of freedom, and you start going wild. But so I moved home, and decided I really want to give football a chance. So I started playing just like smaller league flag football, and there were people there who played on travel teams and stuff like that, and they would all start recruiting me like, hey, you should come play for me. And then I go to a tournament, and another team who was maybe a little bit better, you should come play for us. And then ultimately I ended up getting an invitation to go try out for the U.S. national flag football team, and so the way that it works is they have, I think it's like a 16-man roster, and then they have 2 training camps, and then it's like 9 or 10 that they take from the 16 that are on the active roster, and then they have 6 reserves. But before I could even, go through and do the actual training camps after I had made the original team, that's when I made the decision and I also had found out that I had some eligibility to go play at a D2 level. And so I made the decision to go play some tackle football to pursue my dream in tackle football.
Flag football, though, I love it. It's huge in Regina. I coach it, got kids that play. It is such a different game. What's your take on when this thing does get to the Olympics? I say there's under 5 players on the U.S. team that are NFL players because it's so different. The skill's so different. You got the 2 quarterback systems going and all that. What do you think's going to happen?
I mean, we'll see. I think anybody who wants to go and try out, I think if they're playing in the NFL or whatever, if they have the credentials and they want to go, and I think they should get an invitation to go see how it is. But I'll let them know firsthandedly. I was shocked. The way that the people have been doing it for a while, like Hoosh and all those guys, they're talented, man. Like, they're extremely talented. The way they can dip their hips and move around, and there's so many different intricacies of the game that like people don't really understand. So I think they'll definitely be surprised. Like people are giving them a lot of hate. I get it, but you guys got to go see what it is before.
It's unbelievable. The female, male, it doesn't matter. And you watch it, you can pick up different plays and all that. What do you guys have what was the one crazy trick play that you guys maybe ran Team USA style?
Well, so I was only there for 3 days. I had only done the one training camp, so they didn't really go into depth with the playbook and stuff like that. It was kind of just pick teams. We had a little combine and stuff like that. So there weren't really too many trick plays. But I was talking to some of the guys on the team today, some of my rider teammates, and I was telling them how it's basically like a 2 quarterback system where one quarterback will drop back, they'll throw it across the field to another quarterback, and they were like, that doesn't even make any sense. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, it's a completely different game. And what they do is extremely impressive. You see some of the highlights of them evading flags and tackles, and the way their like knees are half an inch off the ground. It's impressive, man. Very impressive.
That dip drill, I try to run that with the kids, and then I try and do it, and I'm like, oh, I think I just pulled something. This ain't good. No, and I'm not even joking. That's a true story. But yeah, the 2 quarterback thing, like the Americans run the 2 quarterback like crazy. Canada, like when Mason Nias was slinging it, and then I think it was Italy, like they got the one guy that stands back. Then Japan runs something different, and Mexico. I love it. I can't wait till people are exposed to it and how exciting the game is. Who's your NFL team?
My NFL team, New York Giants, man. My grandfather played for them. I don't know if you know about him. He's actually in the NFL Hall of Fame. So I grew up. I was a diehard Giants fan. Still am a diehard Giants fan. My dad is from a family of 9 kids. So my grandfather who played had 9 kids. So we have a massive Italian family who are all diehard Giants fans. So we love them.
So who's starting a quarterback for the Giants this year? Who do you think they should start?
I think they're going to start Russ. I think he'll get the start of the job, and preseason training camp, he seems like he's doing a good job. So we'll see, But I think Jackson Dart is definitely up and coming. He's a great athlete. Jameis Winston is a great backup to have. So they've definitely filled in that quarterback room with some good pieces.
The Italian in you, I thought for sure you're going to say Tommy DeVito.
Tommy DeVito, this right here.
Awesome.
No, we loved him though. Don't get me wrong. We love Tommy DeVito, but.
Yeah, that would be so cool. Like such a local feel to it. Joe, thanks so much for doing this today, man. What's the next touchdown dance though? Can we get you anything? Can you do something like
that's for you guys to find out when I score.
Ooh, there it is. It is. Right, good luck. Good luck this weekend, man.
I appreciate you guys. You have a good one.